As we move to Euripides, we have to be even better close readers than we've been trying to be, because Euripides is such a master of evoking the precision of ritual language. He may be an innovator, but one of his strengths of innovation is his ability to plug into tradition, not just one tradition, not just three or four, as is usual for Aeschylus and Sophocles, his predecessors. No, for him, it's dozens, hundreds of them. And everything we're going to be seeing here is true to the rituals and myths of various communities, especially the small, not very well-known community of Trozen, where Hippolytus is the local hero. And so near the beginning, we hear Hippolytus making a ritual gesture to his favorite goddess, Artemis. And we're now used to this, that when heroes engage in ritual, we know that they may not get it right, but whatever they do is going to be very relevant to how we do ritual in the present. By we in the present, of course, again, I mean Athenians in the second half of the 5th century, in the case of Euripides. For you, this plaited garland, culled from an unspoiled meadow, O my lady, do I, Hippolytus, bring, arranging it properly. And the idea that he wants kosmos, that he wants order, is something that has to do not only with cosmic order, but personal order, and then, more important for us, the order and the beauty of the song that is taking shape. So kosmos is everything here. And the fact that what you have here is a plaiting of flower blossoms that are trying to get on the hair of somebody is a way of expressing the perfect fit, because there's no better fit than a beautiful set of blossoms plaited together in a garland, in a stephanos, united with a beautiful head of hair with the curls perfectly placed in kosmos, and where, in a sense, everything is together.
Okay.
So this is what this young man wants. And the object of his longing is the very idea of Artemis, who for us is everything that has to do with initiation, with transition, everything except one thing, and that's sex, having sexual intercourse. Other than that, if we concentrate on women first and then men second, it's everything you can imagine about the emotional experiences of a woman, except the actual fact of sexual intercourse. But that means that things like menstruation or menopause or PMS, anything is the responsibility of Artemis. And what have I left out? Childbirth. And the pain of childbirth, all of that belongs to Artemis. Let's switch to the world of men, now that I've said something about the world of women. In the case of men, Artemis presides over hunting, exercise. That is, of course, why there's a superstition that if you're a man and you're hunting, you better not have sex before you go on your hunting expedition. Or when you're competing in athletics, you better not have sex before you compete, because things are going to go badly. And that's not just restricted to ancient Greek superstitions. You see a lot of that. And it doesn't even have to be restricted to men. Again, Artemis is in charge of hunting and athletic exercise, and Aphrodite is in charge of sex and then having children as a result of having sexual intercourse. And that seems fairly intuitively obvious, except that I, as a student of Greek religion, if I reconstruct these goddesses backwards in time, just a few centuries, it doesn't take many centuries, you actually find that there is no such division of tasks between Artemis and Aphrodite, and that there's a lot of overlap. And the same goes for Athena, by the way, that Athena is not a virgin exclusively if you go far back enough in time. She is also a mother, and the virginity and the motherhood keep recycling.
Right.
But I better stop. Artemis presides over hunting and exercise for men, and that's certainly something that Hippolytus does very well. He's a great hunter, and he's a great athlete, especially a great chariot driver and charioteer in general.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move ahead. Around line 83, Hippolytus says, "So, my lady near and dear, for your golden locks, accept this headband from my properly worshipful hand." The fantasy, the perfect garland meets the perfect head of hair.
Got it.
It's everything.
All right.
And that is cosmically everything.
Okay.
Before we stop our discussion of this exquisite passage, I love the way he refers to his athletic activities when he says, "That is the same way I should go round the turning post, heading toward the end, telos, of life just as I began it." So he's thinking of his whole life, the cycle of his life, as a chariot race, where the climactic moment is making that left turn around the turning post. The question is this the last time you make that turn around a turning post? Or do you keep turning around that turning post for another round?
So you're saying, what kind of telos is it?
What kind of telos is it? If this is home stretch, that's one thing. If this is simply going around in order to reach the point where you started and then going around again and again and again. And the language of Euripides leaves this unclear. You can't tell whether the telos here is the end of the line as you go from point A to point B, or a circling where you go from A back to A, back to A, back to A.
So Greg, is that sort of the question that this drama is trying to ask us to think about?
Yes, it's the cycle of life for men and women.